Good evening, welcome to It's All Black and White TV, NUFC latest news here. I'm delighted to be joined by Pete, and I hope all the lads and lasses in the chat are happy tonight as well. How are you, Pete?
Very well, Tony. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Good.
Just before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, please do smash the like. It does help the channel up the search, so please do give it a like. It is being stream shared by Pete as well, so if you want to like on his channel as well, so do it on both. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe, come be part of this great community we got here. Also hit that bell notification, that tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. If you want to become a member, it's 99p. You can do that clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation, do that in chat, clicking on the $sign. All money reinvested back in the channel, and any super chats we read out as well first. So, we're going to look at some transfer links. Now, we are not in the nose here, by the way. We are just, we go off what is linked in the newspapers and on the written media. And then we go and have a look at the player strengths and weaknesses, if they would fit in with the club or not. So it's, we're not ITKs as some people on Twitter claim to be. But also we're going to look at the ballot system at Newcastle United for the tickets. And I want to get people's thoughts on this as well in the chat. So get going in the chat as well, because look, to be honest with you, well, I'm gonna come out. We're going to start with the ballot system anyway. Let's start with the ballot straight away. And look, it came in last season. If you remember, like myself, and you want a ticket for a home game, you've got to go into ballot. Now, I didn't do any ballots last season, unfortunately, but when I was in a WhatsApp group last year, every week the same person in that group chat kept winning ballots, and I was like, well, how are you winning all these ballots and other people can't get them, so something to me wasn't right there. And then it was in for this season, but they've tweaked the ballot by what they've said is, rather than doing the ballot where you still have the ballot, but what you'll do is when you get if you're successful in the ballot, you'll then get 48 hours, I believe, to choose your own seat and pay there and there. So I thought, well, that's fair enough doing it that way. Now, I entered the ballot on Tuesday. Now, when the ballot opened at 10 o'clock, I was in that queue, and I was queuing till just before 10:30. And then I got onto the site, and I got my name in for the ballot. So I was in nice and early, and done. And I got email to confirm that I was in the ballot. And if I was successful by 5 p.m. today, I would find out if I had been successful or not. If I got an email that I had been successful, if I don't get an email, it means I'm not successful. Now then, it's a bit of an anxious wait because you're waiting for that to close on 10 o'clock this morning. So 10 o'clock this morning gone, and by 5 o'clock tonight, nothing. I had nothing from Newcastle United about being successful in the ballot, which, let's be honest, I'm very, very disappointed at. Because I really wanted to go to the opening game and hoping to get to quite a few games this season. Now, obviously, I didn't get that ballot. But then the club sent me an email asking me, because I'm a member and because I've paid the £47 to be the Mags Plus member, like probably a lot of people have, which is the most expensive membership, or you can watch all the pre-season friendlies at a discounted price. And I thought, are you having a laugh? I'm more interested in going to the Premier League game than I am about watching the friendlies. Plus, not only that, if I'm not winning the ballot, I'm not paying extra money on top of the membership to, to, even if it is at a discount, to watch friendlies. Now then, as I say, I'm very disappointed by it. But before I get Pete's thoughts on this, let's just nip into the chat and see what people are seeing in the chat as well. Liam says, me and you had this discussion on Twitter about the ballot. Yes, we did, Liam. Absolutely, mate. Ian says, evening, Tony and PD. Evening, Ian. Hope you're well.
Brilliant.
Liam says, last season I gave up after Burnley, as this season I'm only doing it to get people off my back. I mean, look, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. Mick says, big up Tony and Peter. Hello to you. And Jason, keeping it tuned.
Be well, Jason. And make it hope you're well as well.
Yeah. Right, Pete. This ballot system, right? I mean, obviously you're a season ticket holder, so you don't have this home games.
Yeah.
I mean, not away games, but at home games. What's your thoughts on this ballot system? Is it fair or is it unfair? Because to me, I mean, look, as I say, I was stuck here for half an hour when it opened on Tuesday morning, and it could have been somebody who actually entered the ballot this morning has got a ticket, but then somebody who went as it at the start of it probably doesn't get mentioned. They say it's randomly drawn. Now, I think it's, to me, I don't like it. I don't like it, Pete. Maybe people in the chat say it's a good thing, but I don't know. But what about you, Pete? What's your thoughts on it?
I can understand people's frustration on it. But in a way, I can understand the club why they've done it in a way. Because obviously loads of people want to go to the game now, so they're trying to make it fair because one person's been to a game, but then this person might not have been to any games at all. But if it's drawn the same person out, what you just mentioned, Tony, it kind of does need looking at a bit more in depth, isn't it? I really, really do. It's hard to say for me because, again, I'm a season ticket holder because I go to the away games, but I can understand why the club have done it. I think it works fine for the away games, in my opinion, because it's hard to get to. Previously, it was so hard to get to away games because it's all based on loyalty points. Because they always start the points off too high, pretty much. It could be well over 100. It can go up to 200. So you're thinking, if you've got to wait for the points to, because I've only got 6 points in total, I've got to wait for the points to drop. And the majority of times it was so hard. But the ballot system, you've got a 50% chance because I got to 4 away games. I got to 4 away games last season. I got to Brighton, even though that wasn't a ballot, because I think it must have went down because it was a 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday night. And not many people want to travel that far at that time. Possibly for an away game. And I did, but 3 I've won in total, so it's not so bad. Because the season before we finished 4th, the only game I got to was Carabao Cup final. I didn't get a chance to go to any other away games. Whereas last season, I've been to 4. So it does work I think it does work fine for the away games because it's given other people opportunity to go who never got a chance to go. But home one, I think if they said that if there's a lot of talk that it's drawn the same people out, then it kind of, as I mentioned, it does sort of need kind of looking into in a way. Because it must be strange how one person's getting so successful and then someone isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I don't agree with it, right? I mean, to me, if I'm honest, and if I'm honest about this now, look, I think this ballot thing is helping the tourists coming in. Now, I'm not saying this, everybody, but what I'm saying is there may be people who have jumped on the bandwagon since our takeover who've never supported Newcastle in their life, and they're now getting tickets for the games. Now, the thing is, look, I understand people do jump on the bandwagon. Man City have had it, other teams get it. But look, the thing is, the way I look at it, right, Peter, is I've supported Newcastle all my life. And I didn't think the last system was bad at all. I preferred it when you could go online. I preferred when you went online. Okay, you might have to sit in the queue, maybe for half an hour, to an hour, whatever. Sometimes 2 hours, depending how quick you get online. But you sit there and you wait until it's your turn. And then you go in and whatever seats are left, like I did against Crystal Palace when I went, not last season, season before. Go in, pick your seat, pay the money, job done. That is it. None of this crappy ballot. I think this ballot is wrong. I don't like it. And I am going to email Newcastle United because I'm going to say, what am I getting for my £47 membership? Because, to be honest with you, if I enter more these ballots and I don't win any, then I'm going to start questioning what's going on here. What is going on? Why is this system? What is going on with this system? Now, apparently on Twitter, there was people on a 12 today saying, oh, they've got that ticket for the ballot already. Now, look, I've had an anxious wait all day till 5 o'clock at night. I've been keep checking my emails all day thinking, oh, have I got one? Well, I get it on my smartwatch, and I say, never had one email about a ballot, winning a ballot. And it's very disappointing to go through that, to then find, look, yes, I was a season ticket holder. I did give it up during that regime. But I had every right to, because at the end of the day, what we were seeing was dreadful football. I'm sorry. And when you're travelling to go back and forth, obviously I've lived down in Suffolk now for 12 years. But look, when you're travelling backwards and forth to watch the same old shite every week, there comes a point where you say, do you know what, enough's enough. Now, yes, I wished I'd never given up my season ticket. I wished I'd bought a season ticket before the takeover happened. But that's hindsight now, and I didn't. But what I'm saying is, I just don't think this ballot is working that well. And I think there's something wrong with it, seriously. And I think it needs to be changed. Because, look, I think the old way was fine. There was nothing wrong with sitting online and then getting on and getting your seat. At the end of the day, it should be tough luck if people aren't quick enough to get their tickets, unfortunately. The thing is, what they did on that before they brought the ballot system in, they had a certain amount of tickets on sale for members and they kept a bit back for the general public, which was fine. But the thing is, the way I look at it, I think the ballot system's wrong. It needs changing. Something needs doing. I don't think it's fair. I really don't. Some people will probably say I'm crying over nothing. Well, I'm not crying over nothing. All I'm saying is it's my opinion. And my opinion is I think this ballot system is a load of bollocks, if you ask me. I don't think it's right. As I said, if anybody wants to buy a ticket, they should do what everybody else does. Jump online, get in the queue. And if there's tickets at the end of it still, happy days. If they run out of tickets, that's unfortunate, Like when they sold them season tickets, I was literally, I think, 4 behind when they were sold out. So I was unlucky I didn't get one at the time. Now, I know we need a bigger ground. We need a bigger ground because we've got the support now. But the thing is, just the club needs to do something with this ballot system. As I say, I will be putting an email to the club and I'll be expecting a response on the club on it as well. Because, they've made changes to it that the fans have said, but the fans wanted to keep the ballot apparently. But I've never seen no survey to vote on the ballot. Because if I'd seen a survey, I would have said no to it straight away because I don't agree with this ballot. I think it's a load of bollocks. And I think it should go back the old way. Get online. That's a sale date. Say, right, it'll be Wednesday, 10 a.m. There you go. You've got plenty of notice to get online like you used to be able to. You sit in the queue. You get yourself on there about 9 a.m. The queue thing opens at 9 a.m. And you wait for the hour. Then they give you a list in the queue where you are. And that is it. And be done with it. But tippy-tapping around the ballot, I don't like it. I think it's wrong. And it's stopping people like myself wanting to get to the football. Because not only is it the fact that I've got to wait and see if I'm successful for the ballot, which is wrong as well, but it means for my travelling as well. So if I get the train, now I could look at the fares and think, that's a really good price for the train. But then whilst I'm waiting for the ballot, in that 2 days, that price will probably go up. But, it's one of those, you can't book it until you find out if you're successful in the ballot. Yes, okay, they're saying there's some being held for next week. But again, it's on a first come, first served basis. But I think how it should work is, if it's a ballot or whatever it is like this, it should be, they should go by order of people going online. And if it's, when I went on the other day, I think I was number 3,150. And I had to wait half an hour to get online just to click yes for a ballot. And I'm very disappointed I never got nothing. And look, and at the end of the day, when you've got lifelong fans who just want to get to the football, but I'll be on that lane on Tuesday or Wednesday whenever they put them on, and I'll try my damn hardest to get a ticket off that. But I certainly won't be going on a resale site for them, because I'm certainly not paying over the odds for a ticket. I am not paying hundreds of pounds for a ticket to go to the match. I will not be setting foot on a resale site. So if people are selling them online and they're going for X amount of money on a resale site, I will not be buying them off there. I'd rather buy them from the club. And if I can't get one from the club, then I'll just have to accept that, unfortunately. And that's the thing. I'm just going to go into some comments. Right, where were we up to? There we are. Andrew says, evening, fellow Toon fans. Good evening, Andrew. Mason says, evening, I see Ipswich are doing ballots as well. I can probably understand Ipswich doing it to an extent, because, look, they've been like a team like in League One, then they went Championship, now they've got the Premier League. And I suppose they've got a lot of fans that want to get in as well. And probably they've got a lot of fans that have just maybe attached themselves. So I can see why they're doing it. Keeping the tune, says Jason says, doing it at random isn't really fair. It should be first come, first serve. I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. Nick Seabright, hi, mate. He says, any news on the right wing, lad? We'll get to them in a minute, mate. Liam says, my question is, where are these people under the fat controller? It's signs of turning it into a plastic club. And I can see where he's coming from, because some of these fans weren't there. And it's like, I don't want us turning into a tourist club, Pete. I don't want us turning into a tourist club.
I can see where, in a way, he's coming from, but people probably have said, the times under Ashley were torture. Why should I go there and spend all my money to see our club being ran into the ground? Now, admit, as soon as Rafa left, I said I'm stayed away for a season, and I stuck by my word. But we know the games then had to go behind closed doors because of COVID and all of that. But it was the time Rafa announced he was leaving, that really hit me hard. And it really hit a lot of Newcastle fans hard. And the love said, even though it didn't work, we need to come to a decision, and just to try and stay away from a season, to try and make our feelings clear that this fat toad needed to be rid of out of the football club.
Oh, God, definitely.
And as I mentioned, I know it didn't work. I know we couldn't get to the games the season after that, pretty much, because, again, during COVID, and there was not many going on then. But then, because I was really missing it then, that was a time I purchased my season ticket, and I did get it at the right time. But I could understand in a way, because people said, why should I go pay my hard-earned money for our club to be run into the ground like that from what he done to our football club?
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. Mason says, going to try and get through away games through the ballot. I mean, look, the away games, I can see the point in having a ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I can as well.
To get to the away games.
Same as I.
Home games, I just don't understand. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew says, 100% agree, Tony. Thank you, Andrew. Liam says, I've supported Newcastle all my life, even though I'm from London. Hey, doesn't matter where you're from, mate. At the end of the day, you're a Toon fan. And look, at the end of the day, we need to be... we need to do something about this as well. Liam says we're copying the likes of Arsenal, as they have a ballot as well. But again,
Don't know,
Arsenal's
they
got
are.
a huge stadium as well.
60,000.
Mm-hmm. Andrew
That's
says,
it.
like, back in the donkey in the national odds are shite. I heard in a year that 80,000 people bought a membership. What a waste of money. Exactly, Andrew. That's the thing. 80,000 people have bought a membership. And when you think the money, how much
80,000.
it cost, and yet, even if it's 30,000 tickets, 50,000 people are going to be disappointed because they're not going to get the ground. And this is the question, this is what I'm saying. It's begging the question: do you go back and buy a membership next year? Or do you regret buying one this year? Because if this is the way it's going to go, then it's just. I know the owners are trying to do everything for the club, but I'm sorry, it's just, it needs to be sorted out. Whoever's thinking of these ideas needs to come back with something better than this, because this is not good enough. Ian says, I preferred it when you could walk to the stadium, buy a ticket, go and watch the game. Absolutely, Ian. They were the days, mate. They were. I remember that. I remember doing that. I went to, we had Keegan. I think I got me. Where was it? Oh, I'll tell you where it was going. It was for Mansfield in the Cup. I think it was the Coca-Cola Cup at the time. So you think when I'm going back, 92, 93 season, we went to Mansfield, Field Mill.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to St. James's Park and bought me ticket from the kiosk, believe it or not. On the terror of give you a ticket, there you go. And when I was going out of the ground, Sir John Hall was walking up from his car and actually spoke and said, "Hello, are you all right?" And I says, "Yes, I've just got my ticket from Mansfield." And he went, "Oh, good lad, good lad." He says, "We'll beat them, don't worry." And, nice enough guy. I've got to say, nice enough guy, Could have walked past me and said nothing, but he didn't. He stopped. It wasn't just me he was talking to a few people. So, that's the type of guy he was. But look, yeah, I get what you mean by that, Ian. Yeah, exactly. Just go to the ground and get it. Popmeister, hi mate, he says, the ballots for folks who can't queue up at the exact moment the tickets go on sale. Well, look, that's kind of get where you come from if you've got people abroad or whatever, when they've got different time zones and things like that. But at the end of the day, it should be like that, first come, first serve. Mason says, Mick says, we're your mascot of the Gateshead game. Warren Dinning, hi guys, newish on here. Hi Warren, if you're new to these channels, mate, do it that subscribe as well, mate, and it helps our channels grow. I think you're on mine at the moment, which is It's All Black and White TV, and you've got PD Proudlock as well, who's with me as well, sharing on his channel. Alan says, evening guys, are the ticket problem always going to be losers in Ballot? Not fair. Tony, I don't understand. I've not bothered with it. Just wait till the capacity goes up. I mean, Alan, yeah. I mean, look, I didn't do it last year because I wasn't too sure about this ballot system. I thought I'll give it a go. I want to go to the first game. I really want to go to the first game this season. And I put in for it, and because the thing is, though, it's not the fact that you apply for it, because you've applied for it and you've put your name down. It's the fact you've got that anxious wait now for 48 hours before you know if you're going to get a ticket or not. And that's the thing. And when you don't get it, you feel deflated and disappointed, because you're like, well, what's going on here? So yeah, I see exactly what you mean. Popmeister says, what at work when the tickets go on sale? Well, I've done it before, Warren. When I've been at Popmeister, when I've been at work, I've just put my phone on, gone on the queue, and just sat there. And what I do is that you don't have to keep your phone on while you're in the queue. If you know you're going to be on the queue for about an hour, just keep an eye on the time, and then you just go back on your phone, or and whatever, go off to the toilet or whatever and do it. I'm not trying to tell people how to do that, but I'm just saying there's ways and means of doing it. So for me, it would have to be in a 3-hour operation at the time of sale. I mean, I do get that. Maybe what they should do is with these ticket sales as well. Why don't they make it at 5 p.m. at night or something when people are home from work, and try it that way rather than 10 o'clock in the morning, because there was times I used to think I didn't like the way they done it in the mornings because people are at work, But look, the way I look at it is, why don't they do it at 5 or 6 o'clock at night? I'm sure they could do it, and all they got to do is put it on at 6 o'clock even. That's when people get home from work. A lot of people will be home from work, and then people can go on and try and get their tickets. But, again, it's what the club will do. Warren says, we're already a tourist club, get over it. He says, I hate the fact that it's apparently globalisation. It's the way forward. I mean, look, you see the Tottenham, you see the South Koreans there with their little flags, for Son and all this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want our club turning like that. And that's nothing against South Koreans, by the way, because I'm not being anti towards there. I'm just saying, you look at Manchester United and they've got people, from all over. But, we don't want to be turned into a tourist club, because that's where the atmosphere goes as well, because then you don't have the atmosphere. David says, I think the ballot system should be scrapped. I think anyone should get tickets for every home and away game. I mean, look, I agree. Look, I said to Pete, and Pete agrees, I think the away games is rightful for it, but the home games...
It is.
Liam says Arsenal's got over 200,000 members. Wow. It's a good money maker, because it makes people buy your membership. You had 3 different classes of membership, and I went for Max Plus. Now, if I just go on to what it says about Max Plus now, the benefits you get for Max Plus. Now, I ain't seen this benefit yet, so I want to know what it is. Apparently, you get first access to selected retail ranges. So I haven't had any invitation for that as yet. Mm-hmm. You get free access to 2 streamed pre-season friendlies. Now, it's 2. But I've seen a lot of people put on there, it should be free across the board for members, not just for 2 games. Money can't buy experiences. A minimum of 5 retail discounts during the season. Member of the match competition, access to exclusive in-person events and priority ticket windows for St James's Park events as well. Look, to be honest with you, okay, that's what you get for that. If you want to just be the mags, you get access to home tickets, a minimum of 3 retail discounts during the season, digital events with players and legends, and 25% stadium tour discount. And we get in Max Plus, you get access to exclusive in-person events as well. And then obviously you've got the junior mags, which is for the youngsters. Which is what both my daughters used to be, junior mags. So yeah, they just need to do something about this. Evening All says, Joe, good evening to you, Joe. Jason says, not mention paying out all the money for memberships, etc. Still having to fork out and shed a load out to watch the 6 pre-season games. I mean, look, the pre-season games, there is a thing about it, and I'll read it out when I'll get this post up and I'll read what they've said on it. Right. So the pre-season's friendly pass for non-members for all 6 matches. So that's Hull versus Newcastle, Girona, the women's against AC Milan. The other match in the group, I can't remember who the teams are. And obviously the Japanese games as well. £24.95 for non-members. Now, in some ways, that ain't a bad price. If you think how much you pay for a ticket, add that up. I suppose it is cheaper. If you're a Mags member, just a normal Mags member, you get all those games for £14.99. Mm-hmm. But if you're a Mags Plus member like I am, you get all them games for £8.99. Mm-hmm. But if we're supposed to get 2 free, technically, out of that 6, you're getting 4 for $8.99, then, aren't you? Because if you're supposed to have 2 of them free, you know, and I mean, people are putting on comments like absolute madness. Membership doesn't come to free access to these matches. You know, it is. And it's a guy who goes on Twitter quite a lot. It's a guy called Rob M. You probably know who he is, Pete.
Name rings a bell.
He just comes out with transfer rumours and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says should be free after you stump up £47. It's just a bunch of friendlies after all. I mean, look, I put a comment on and I just said, look, no thanks, paid for Max Plus membership, can't even get a ticket for the Southampton game. You know, and I've had 2 reposts and 8 likes on that so far. You know, it's just absolutely ludicrous. Warren says, Sir John, the real Geordie. Yeah, absolutely. What a guy. Andrew says, yeah, got my first ticket in the old Barrack Road Hut, Tony, in 1982. Wow. If you live abroad, you should be supporting a team in your own country. Harsh, but the truth hurts. I mean, look, there's not a problem with people abroad supporting teams in England. I mean, you know, we you know, John supports a team in Italy, doesn't he? So, you know, I've done both methods. I understand what the ballot is for. I used to always get a ticket under the old system. Absolutely. The problem is, get rid of the ballot system. We need a new stadium. Yeah, we do. And there's talk of we're going to move into Leazes, and I think that may be the only way we can do it, to be fair. Because trying to expand St James's Park is just hard, isn't it? Liam says if there's one game...
You can probably Gallagher then, you could definitely do.
Oh, yeah, definitely the Gallagher. It's that east stand, though.
Yeah, it's got to be, because of the buildings right closer by to it.
If there's one game I want to go to, it's West Ham, because like the last time I did that fixture, I met up with a West Ham fan I knew. Nice one, Liam. BS says Tony wants to go and see John Ruddy's debut. Jesus Christ. Tiger says Bournemouth are signing that Houvie centre-back. West Ham signing players. What are we doing when they are coming? I mean, yeah, Dean Hyson, he's going to Bournemouth, and I think that's a cracking signing, by the way. We were linked to him, but I don't know what's happening.
But again, was it officially true? Were we linked with him?
Yeah.
That's what you've got to think. Were we officially, was it definitely true we were linked with him? Because rumours are not always true, that's the thing.
Yeah, Pop Mesa says not everyone has a job that you can have a phone on or finish at 5 p.m. That's true, yeah. I mean, look, to some people you can't have a phone in your workplace. 24 days till the season starts. Tristan says, Tony, do you think Mitchell's taking his time finding players this summer because a lot of these rumours are paper talk? Maybe, Tristan, maybe. You know, we'll have to see what happens, won't we? But there again, is it because of the talk around Eddie for England as well? Could this be harming our transfer window as well? Because are the club thinking if England come asking for Eddie Howe, then are they, you know, if we bring players in under Eddie Howe now, would a new manager want these players? And I think that's maybe, that could be what it is. I don't know. Bia says Tony loves North Korea, screw South Korea. Jesus Christ, Bia. Tony, there's a Man U fan in Bristol, we know. Tiger says people don't just want to criticise his club when something wrong happens. If there's 1 week this season, people see what it really is. Patient effort from this club with your S mentality. I mean, look, I've always said at the end of the day, there's plenty of time till the window shuts, you know, 1st September. But yes, I agree. It's not being. You could say the transfer window so far has been pretty underwhelming. If reports are true that Lloyd Kelly's out injured, well, that's just bloody typical, isn't it? You know.
I've not seen anything at all yet.
I haven't either, but it was what John said last night. But hopefully, it's just a rumour and it's nothing in it. Liam says, I've always said, Tony, I don't want to become a tourist club. It's a key reason why Man U gets so much crap. Talking to BF Aiken. The women's game's also free, which makes sense, yeah. The women's game is free for everyone to watch. I think I don't understand how that's free to watch, but not the others. Just find it odd, says Aidan. Yeah, I've got to agree. I've got to agree. Absolutely. Unfortunately, we need general monies and to show the club revenue stream totally regardless of what the owners have. But a balance would be nice in terms of value, yeah. What worst part about the ballots, Tony, it will be harder to get tickets against the bigger clubs. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there. How is London different to abroad? It's like a different country. Jason says, correction, Tony John supports all teams in Italy, including Man United. Obi-Ron Kenobi, hello mate. He says, anyone think it's a bit greedy for the club to charge £25 to watch pre-season friendlies? I mean, Pete, do you think that's a lot of money?
It is quite. I mean, I seen Rob on his channel, Rubenstein, and he's done a video about this. Newcastle need a training sponsor to stop overcharging fans.
This is the thing I can't understand. Why haven't we got a training kit sponsor? Because you look at Luton Town last season. They had a kit sponsor.
Man City
have got it. Only Tui. Yeah. A lot of even Ipswich have got it. So why haven't we got it? What is going on?
Again, is there work going on in the background?
Or is it the Premier League approval?
Could it be? Because we know how corrupting the Premier League are right now.
Yeah. Joe says apparently we were quoted 30 million for Huyson, but now he's going to Bournemouth for 15 million. I don't get that. It's probably because
we've got money. And we've got money. So they're probably going to want to charge us more.
Tristan says, no, Tony, because the club will just buy for the Stel Mitchell wants us to play. They mentioned in his interview. I mean, what we heard, Eddie Howe wasn't happy about certain things, and apparently the club have now gave in to Eddie Howe and gave him a bit more power. I really don't know. Nobody knows, really, to be fair. Ian says it closed the 30th of August. I thought it was the 1st of September, Ian. Are you sure it's not the 31st of August? Because it's 31 days in August. Well, Pete's going to have a look and see.
Right, I'm having a look.
Just go through some more comments while Pete's having a look. Eddie is building
30th of August. Yep, 30th of August
it is. 30th of August. Wow.
Yes.
STC was a rumoured training kit sponsor, but hasn't happened yet, says Bia. I think we have a plan, says Warren. Plan A and Plan B, but I've heard it depends on Gordon as to which we go for. He's been called out, hence the hold-up. We've already moved. We've just what I've read. I mean, look, I think Gordon will get a new deal.
I believe he will.
We can't lose him to Liverpool, unfortunately. We can't.
Definitely not.
It would be a backward step to do that. They could be one of the two that Premier League are stolen, allowing us to go through, if you believe the rumours. Well, that's the rumour going around before the PSR that they were holding it back. Stadium sponsor we need as well. Arsenal have the Emirates and Man City where he had. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, look,
that's another good
I haven't got a problem. I haven't got a problem with a club having a naming sponsor if that incorporating it with at St James's Park. And I've said this for a long while. Eel says there's sponsors in the pipeline. Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely. Right. And Jason says, don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've just seen that we offered 25 million plus 5 million add-ons for that Chow, but it's been rejected as AC Milan are demanding 40 million or no deal. Thoughts? Yeah, look, I mean, look, Milan are probably valuing him at that because that's probably what he's worth. because he's young as well. But look, surely we can come to some agreement with him.
Surely we can.
If they want Kieran Trippier, do we say, well, look, I'll tell you what, let's soften the blow. 30 million plus Trippier. And then you may think, oh, hang on, there's a deal there. Who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. Ian says it's because it's a weekend, Tony.
Oh, well.
The Premier League keeps sticking their noses into our sponsors, but it's effing Bent, says Andrew. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. I agree. I mean, look, Andrew, it's just, this fair market value. I mean, we don't know if Man City have won this case. Nobody knows. We've not heard nothing. This is a problem with the Premier League. Everything is behind closed doors, and it really does pay me off, to be honest, Pete. Why it's all behind closed doors.
We don't know what's going on. That's the problem.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll find out in time. Right, okay, so let's get into some transfer talk now. We've done the talk, we've spent 40 minutes on the Ballot thing, but we know what we want with that. So, right, I'll tell you what I'll do before we go into the first one. Tell you what I'll do. I'll pop a poll in now in the chat. It's all black and white TV. And I'm going to put in, should the Ballot be scrapped? And I want to get people's thoughts on this as well. So get your thoughts in on there. There you are. It's live now. Yeah. So should the Ballot be scrapped? And then it's yes or no. So there we go. Get voting, guys, and we'll announce the vote result before the end of the show. Right, okay, so the first player I'm bringing up is, he plays for Fiorentina. Now, his name is Nicolas Gonzalez, who is a 26-year-old Argentinian, 6 foot. He can play right wing and left wing. Long balls are his strengths. He's got no outstanding weaknesses. I believe he's valued around 40 million quid. That's what Fiorentina would take. In Copa America, he started 2 out of 5 games, didn't score any goals, and didn't get any assists either. But if we look at his record in Serie A last season, so in Serie A last season, yes, he plays predominantly on the right. He started 21 out of 29 games, got Team of the Week 3 times. He scored 12 goals and got 2 assists as a right winger. So he scored more goals than he got assists. His expected assists were 3.13, so he was nearly at his expected assists. His expected XG last year was 10.4, so he exceeded his expected XG. I mean, I've heard he's a very good player. I don't know a lot about him, to be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of Italian football. I know John does. Shame John's not in the chat, but obviously he's at Heathrow. He's off to Japan, as we know, tomorrow morning, and we, wish him safe flight there as well. He had 1 yellow card all season, so he's a good disciplinarian as well. 39 appearances for Argentina, 5 goals. Ball recoveries per game for defending is 2.9, but his passing is only 74% accurate, but his crosses are 13% accurate as well, apparently. I mean, Pete, do you know much about Nicolas Gonzalez?
To be honest, I don't, again, because I don't watch a lot of Serie A football as well. But I've just heard a lot of people have said he's supposed to be a very, very good player. Very, very good.
Yeah.
But he can pick up injuries as well. Even Jason said it as well.
Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? I mean, we've been looking at Chiesa, and apparently Tottenham have agreed a deal with his representatives, so he could be on his way to Spurs for 21 million quid.
See, I didn't want Chiesa because of the injury records appalling as well.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's why I did not want to. He's a good player, but we know how he is liable to injuries, and a lot of people have said no.
Yeah. Mick says Liverpool have to sell to buy their skint, apparently. Well, apparently Real Madrid are looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold, aren't they? So imagine how much he'll go for. Andrew says, I just thought the window closed earlier. Mama Flossie's in the chat. Evening all. Good evening, Mama
well?
Flossie. Hope you're well. Bias says, is there no case for the defence of the ballot? Well, you know, I mean, look, so far at the minute the poll is 69% are saying yes to scrapping the ballot, so we'll keep it going for a bit longer. I'm in Pete's stream. Yes, it really well should be. If you want to pop over to It's All Black My TV, mate, you're more than welcome to click on the ballot there, the vote there, and click the yes if you want. So yeah, Nicholas Gonzalez, I mean, yes or no for you, Pete?
Do you know what? Yes, I think it would be an upgrade on Miggy and also Murphy as well. That's the position we really need to sort out. Because if we're going into the season with just them two as wingers, Jesus wept. I really don't want that next season, even though Murphy proved to a lot of people that he did very well last season, but we need that position sorted out. Otherwise, if we don't get a new right winger before the season start, I'd either throw... do you know what? I'd throw Gordon on the right and I'd throw Barnes on the left.
Yeah. That's it.
Because if we don't get a right winger sorted, because I want to see more of Barnes next season. I really do. Because I believe he's got unfinished business. I really do. And at times he's been game changers as well when he's had to come off the bench. Particularly West Ham was one of them, and I thought Fulham away was another one as well.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see. But if we don't get the right winger, I'd have gone as on the right, and I'd put Barnes on the left against Southampton.
Just looking at Nicholas Gonzalez's injury record here, Pete. April the 20th, 2024. He was out for 4 days with an unknown injury, so they don't know what that was. But before that, he was out for 34 days from December the 14th to the 17th with a hamstring injury. September the 22nd, the 27th for 5 days, he's out with an unknown injury. 2023. He has had hamstring muscle injury back in November 22. Which kept him out for 49 days. He had a torn muscle fibre from March 29th, 2021, which kept him out for 70 days. He missed 9 games in that time. He's had inner knee ligament tear as well. And then looking back and further, he had an ankle injury, a muscle injury. I mean, look, in 23-24 season, he missed 43 days with 3 injuries, which was 10 games. Season before that, 94 days he missed through injury, 5 injuries, and 23 games missed. 2021 season, that would have been the COVID season, 160 days missed, 5 injuries, and 22 games he missed that season. That was his worst one. Other than that, he hasn't been. Well, no, it's not. It's his second worst.
It's started becoming a little bit better, isn't it?
Yeah. Andrew says, I'll switch channels, give both of you a like. This channel's for all the ugly ones. See ya.
Oh, God.
I like Gonzalez as he goes straight up on the right and improve, but I'm still stuck on Madueke because I think Howe would do well with him. Happy with either, though.
See, Madueke's a decent player as well.
He's young. He's young as well. He's got the talent.
Yep.
But, you know, he's just in the unfortunate club of Chelsea because they've got that many players that don't know how to play. Back post threat as well, proper sniffer.
That's what Gonzalez
is. He's really fast. They call him Speedy, says Andrew.
Oh, well, that's what we can do with
Speedy Gonzalez. Oh, I got it there. Yeah. Talking of injuries, I don't trust Eddie Howe to stop the injury crisis like he did in his book. I think that's why we've got James Bunce now. He's going to cut all that out, isn't he?
Plus, you've got to look at the medical staff as well. Are they rushing these players back as well?
That's the thing, Pete. Yeah.
Telling them, go on, you find a player back, and then the breakdown again. Or they're not telling them to go and get surgery when they need it. Like they should have done on certain players, i.e. Botman last season. They should have said to him, we're not happy with that knee. I think even Botman should have said it himself. This knee needs probably looked at. You can't force a player.
No. But yeah, he should have.
There's a time when you need to really start thinking, I think that needs operated, where you have to come out and say that needs operated on.
He's looking well ahead of schedule, by the way. I mean,
that's good.
Yeah. The Ruffiad Benisian, good evening all. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well. Liverpool can sell Salah and then buy Gordon and Kubo, says Warren.
They're certainly not getting Gordon.
No, certainly not. So Nicolas Gonzalez, definitely sounds one that we could, maybe do a deal with. And again, would be a massive upgrade on Miggy. Let's be honest. Do I dare say Miggy the headless chicken? But no, when he's joking. But the thing is, no, we know what we mean. He's definitely an upgrade on Miggy, that's for sure.
And Murphy as well.
Yeah. Now, another name we link with, and this is another Fiorentina player as well. So this is the second one. So I'll bring him up on screen. There he is. And that is Michael Kayode. Now, Michael Kayode he's actually a right back, but he can play as a right wing back as well. Ground jewels are his strengths. He's got no outstanding weaknesses. 20 years of age, almost 6 foot. He started 26 games last season. He got 1 goal, beat his expected XG, and he got 1 assist as well. He created 1 big chance. His accurate crossing is 30%. His accurate passing per game is 87% per game. Part of a team that kept 6 clean sheets. Ball recoveries is 4 per game. He had 2 errors that led to a shot, but none to a goal, and didn't give any penalties away. 2 yellow cards all season as well. I mean, look, a youngster. Yes, I know we've got obviously Tino Livramento at right back, and we've got Trippier. Well, if Trippier moves on, but we've also got Harrison Ashby. But there again, that's whether Ashby is the future or not, or if we're going to get rid of him and sell him on. But Michael Kayode, he is a very good right back. Let's be honest. And he's an Italian international as well. I don't know if he's actually played for the Italian team, has he? No, he hasn't made any appearances for the Italian team. He's only 20 years of age. I mean, look, he's got a contract till 2028, so he's still got 4 years left on his contract. He is worth about 25 million quid. I mean, look, what about you, Pete? Would you take him? I mean, look, you could use him for rotation as well. So if you
could do
a rest,
you probably could use a rotation. But we have got 3 right backs, but we'll all see where Trippier goes. As well, that's the thing.
We've got Kraft as well.
Kraft, yep. I believe Ashby will go out on loan. Do you know what? Yeah, I would take a chance on the guy. He might not. He might not be a regular starter, though. That's the thing. But 25 million doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
And the fact is, Trippier isn't getting any younger. He's 33. He'd be 34 in a couple of months' time. Whether he stays or he goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Warren said he makes a very good point, yeah, and I actually quite agree to an extent on this. He says Barnes is very much a momentum player, pure on the break, impact player. Start him, he has difficulty getting into games. Now, I think he does sometimes. I think coming off the bench, he does well.
He
Look
can
against
do,
West
yeah.
Ham.
I thought the Spurs
He's an
game he
impact
did
player.
very well where he started. I thought he did very well in
Yeah.
that game.
It's a yes for me. Joe says, is he faster than the Roadrunner? Gonzalez. Aidan says, I don't see Kayode happening, and it would take vital game time away from Tino and Hall, but good player though. Yeah, I mean, look, it's only links. We're only looking at what's being linked in the media, and that's all we'll look at. We're not in the know, so we don't know if we're saying these players or not. But it's always interesting to have a look at these players when they're linked, and we'll see what their strengths and weaknesses are. Mama Frosty says, make sure you hit the like. Yeah, thank you very much. Please smash the like on both channels. That'd be fantastic. Warren says, this is definitely a Mitchell deal. Wilson should be moving on. The same with Trippier, says Liam. Well, unfortunately, he's had surgery, so we don't know when he's due back, do we? So that's the problem. And if he ain't due back till, say, October, November, then we're screwed because we can't sell him. Bia says Ashby's going on loan to Championship. Pivash is going to Eredivisie and Qual to Asda.
Oh, God.
I think Ashby's fame wasn't used at Swansea due to the back 4-3 change. Yeah, I agree. Ruffyard says Michael Kayode can play both left back and right back. Was his breakout season, could need more development for the Premier League. Yeah. Why is Tony so tiny? Says Ian McKenna. That's better because I have my camera at a different angle and I'm just a little bit further back. So yeah, that's probably why I look a bit tiny. But I'm not tiny really. Well, I am 5'6". So there we go. Right. Now then, as I say, we are linked with him, but there's another player we're linked with as well, which I'm going to bring up his stats, and we'll discuss this one as well. This was a one that I'd never heard of. This was a new link that just come out, and I was pretty much surprised by it, to be fair. And it's this man here. There we go. So his name is Alexander Prass. He's a 23-year-old Austrian, 6 foot. He's a centre midfielder, but high pressing strengths. Weaknesses is aerial duels and passing. So again, 23 years of age. He played in Euro 24. He started 1 game out of 4, didn't score, and he got 1 assist as well. But if we look at his season, he plays for Sturm Graz. So if we look in the Austrian Bundesliga, he plays a lot on the left as well. You know, his heat maps all over. 30 games he started at 30, 7 goals he got, and 4 assists. 5 goals with his left foot, 1 with his right foot, 1 with his head. He did miss 1 big chance. But wow, out of all that, that's not bad. His accurate passing per game is 70%. So yeah, that's where the stats say his weaknesses on his passing. So you can see where the passing is weaknesses. But again, that could even be improved. He had 1 error that led to a shot, none penalties committed, and none that led to a goal. And he had 7 bookings all season. I don't know a lot about Alexander Prass. If I'm honest, he's had 9 matches for Austria and not scored a goal for them as yet. I mean, they say his valuation's around about 12 million euros, maybe about 10 million quid. What do you think, Pete?
Again, I don't know much about the guy. That's the thing. But we've got a lot of players in midfield. That's the
what
thing.
I'm thinking.
Maybe yes, unless if one of them was to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't if we weren't going to sell our current midfielders, but yes, if we were going to sell one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it was what this link's just come out the middle of nowhere. I mean, I didn't even know anything about this player, if I'm honest with you. This link just came up and about, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you say, if it was to do with losing a midfielder, then yeah, it makes sense to bring another one in. But we've got too many midfielders at the moment, haven't we?
That's the thing, yeah.
So I think we'll say no to that one. What about you, Pete?
Again, if we were looking to sell a current midfielder.
Yeah.
Oh, you're there,
Yeah,
Tony.
you look at him. A bit of a dry throat there. Right. Next player. There we go. Chow. Right. Sorry about this, guys. Malik Chow. So apparently 30 million is not enough. What about you, Pete?
I believe we could up our bid a bit more. I can't see why we can't. I would love this guy in at the football club. We need a right-sided centre back now. Fabian Ches not getting any younger anymore. He's 32. Lascelles is out for a very, very long time, and I don't think Lascelles is going to have much of a future at this football club, to be honest. So I would say he definitely comes in for me. I believe if this is true, if it's true that we've had a bid rejected, I can't see why we can't go back in with another offer.
Yeah, I agree, Pete. As I say, if they want Trippier, maybe a player plus cash deal could be on the cards.
Yeah.
But then there's rumours Trippier's wanted in Saudi as well, so and still buying Munich. But yeah, we definitely need a right-sided centre back, that's for sure. Which is what we've been crying out for. What I mean, Ian's asking how do you pronounce Malik? It's Chow. That's how you pronounce it, Chow, as in CHOW, Chow. But because a lot of us were getting it wrong, thinking it was Thiao or whatever, but no, it's Chow apparently. But look, we've seen. I mean, this is one thing I want to ask you, Pete. Right now, when we sold Maxi to the Saudi League,
yep,
it had to be on fair market value. Now, I think he went too cheap, in my opinion. Now, for what Maxi did in the Premier League, he did very well. Okay, yes, there was times when Maxi he wasn't the greatest, but in a poor team, he was our standout player under the cabbage sheet.
Yeah,
right. And so if I just go back to his stats now in the Premier. I go back to when he first came into the Premier League with us, which was the 1920 season. That's when Gareth became manager. Now, in that season, he played 23 games, he played 26, started 23, scored 3 goals and got 4 assists in that first season for us. Now, in the first season, I'm going to compare him to another player, and I'm going to just look at his stats and see what his stats were compared to Maxi in his first season in the Premier League as well. Now, I'll come to this player why I'm asking this, Pete, as well. So I'll just wait till this loads up. There we go. Don't want the Euro qualifiers. I want the Premier League. There we go. Right, okay. So we've just seen, obviously, Villa have sold Moussa Diaby to Al Ittihad for a fee of around 60 million quid, which is a bit of a surprise. He's had 1 season in the Premier League and he's gone. Okay, so he played 38 games and he got 6 goals and 8 assists for Villa. So a little bit more than Maxi. But the difference is Maxi played a lot more in the Premier League than Diaby has.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised Villa are getting 60 million for Diaby? And if they can get 60 million for Diaby, should we have got a little bit more? I'm not saying 60 million for Maxi, by the way. We've got to say maybe 30 million for Maxi.
We could have had. We think we should have had a bit more for Maxi. I really believe we do. If Villa are getting 60 for Diaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we only saw him for about 25 million, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have got more for him, I believe.
Villa paid 50 million from Bayer Leverkusen for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sold him on for a £10 million profit.
Yep.
So, not a bad business, is it?
No, it's not.
But are you surprised he's only lasted one season in the Premier League?
I'm very surprised as well. Well, again, is Villa having to do it because of PSR?
Yeah. But then that's when they sold Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, possibly. We don't know what it's down to, that's the thing.
Let's just nip into some comments as well. Starting to think John's one of our sort of Serie A players we're linked with. He's certainly a good scout to do that, John, isn't he? Because he knows. Joe says, I reckon 20 million plus Trippier and £5 million bonuses in his hours. That's not a bad shout. Good show. Jason says, to be honest, I think we need a striker more than anything, as we have 1.5 straight. As the half being Wilson with his injury record, we desperately need more power up top. I mean, again, Jonathan David's been linked. He's got a year left. I'm sure we could do a deal and get him for about 25 million, and I'll tell you what, that would be a steal. I know some people see his scoring record isn't the best at times, but I tell you what it is. He might fit right into the Premier League, and he might prove a lot of people wrong.
He could do. But we just need that striker, Tony, because Wilson's just not trusted to stay fit, and he's got another injury, would you?
Joe says, but I'm sure I've seen he's on his way to the USA with Milan today. Oh, well, maybe he has.
Does it mean he's exactly going to stay there, though?
No.
Like...
Liam says, much I hate the Saudi League, they could offer us a good amount of money for Trippier. Trippier might want to go there one last big payday.
Could do.
Warren says, if it's down to facts, we need 2 ready-to-go first teamers and 2 very good squad players. Forward, right, central, right. Forward, right, central, right. Forward, preferably a good hitter of the ball. Yeah, I go along with that. I mean, Jonathan David's no slouch in front of goal at times. We know he's not the, like I say, sometimes his scoring record can be a bit erratic or whatever. And he has had his injury problems. But in Ligue 1 last season, he started 30 games out of 34. He scored 19 goals, so he's got a 1-2 ratio. And 4 assists. 3 with his header, 3 headed goals, 6 with his left foot and 10 with his right foot. And he won 2 penalties as well. 2 of his goals come from outside the box and 17 were inside the box. And he had 4 yellows all season. And he had provided 4 assists as well. So look, Jonathan David, if you can get him for 25 million quid, that would be an absolute steal. Finishing, anchor play, positioning is his strengths. Weaknesses is his aerial duels. He doesn't score many others. But again, he's young enough to get that out of him. Ball control lets him down at times as well. But look, he's 24 years of age. And you can't rely on Wilson for next season. Definitely not. Because, look, we know Wilson doesn't play a full season. He can't. I think I mentioned it the other day on my video. In the time Wilson's been at Newcastle, he's missed 473 days with injury. That's shocking. That is shocking.
It is.
Stats don't lie. Stats don't lie. We're there to see. Ian says, I'm also reading that Chow is incorrect, so it's confusing. It is confusing, isn't it? Ruffyhead says Chow is going to AC on Milan's AC tour, so appears he may not be advanced, but could also be possibly a smoke screen. Could be. I mean, look, we've been linked with Todibo as well, Jean-Claire Todibo. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well.
But the only problem I've got with that deal is, will Ratface make it open for us? Because, he doesn't have to sell to us, does he? And he could demand double.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. That's the only thing.
The man who lives in his car.
Sleeps in with his clothes on.
Did Maxi go on loan? Was he sold to Mourinho? No, he's gone on loan, Scott, to Fenerbahce. Be interested to see how he gets on there as well. Macca says, if Maxi was worth more, why is he now in Turkey? Exactly. I don't think he's worth more now, but I'm just saying. I'm not saying he was worth more than Diaby. All I'm saying is, should we have got a little bit more than what we did get?
Yeah.
There's a reason we sold him for that price is because the Premier League wouldn't have let us sell him for more, because we could have sold him to a PIF club for 40 million, let's be honest, and got away with it. But it's all right for Chelsea. They can sell hotels to themselves and get away with it, and they can sell the women's team to themselves and get away with it. So, it stinks. It stinks of corruption. 2 players for every position except goalkeeper, which apparently we need 10. I mean, look, Dubravka, Pete, what's happening to Dubravka? Do you think he's going or what? I mean, it's all gone quiet on that front.
Could do, but I think Dubravka's going to go. I think he wants out of the club. I really believe he does. If we've got 2 other keepers that have come in, I think Dubravka's going to definitely go in this window, I would say.
Yeah. Well, we've got Xhaka Demas and the players, haven't we? We've got Xhaka Demas, and then the players could be Pope, Gillespie, Ruddy. There you go. That makes up the group. Small money it's all money into the PIF. Macca says, why no club from the top leagues take Maxi from Saudi? I don't know. I really don't know. But I tell you what, if he has a good season under Mourinho in Turkey, he may well be in the top leagues again. In today's market, Joe says he should have went for 35 million plus. It's all money into our coffers, absolutely. How often are getting the money for an honour, though, says Mason. Well, if they've just sold Diaby for 60 million, 50 million for an honour, good signing that, by the way.
I think that could be a big loss for Everton.
BS says Jonathan David's trash.
Well, the fact is, look at players that we had from Lille. Kabay. How good was he for us? Was Debussy another one?
Yes, Debussy. Yeah, he was a great
player. Debussy wasn't too bad. Botman.
Yeah.
Who says that Jonathan David might just come good? You never know if we did get him.
I mean, the thing is, if you've got, but he scored 19 goals in 34 games last season, Jonathan David. So how can you say he's trash? Thing is, though, he may come into the Premier League, and the Premier League might be his game.
It could well be.
You never know. Or he could be another Chris Wood, but although we can't criticise Chris Wood because he did score a hat-trick against us, and it had to be his first hat-trick in the Premier League. And why is it always, when there's a milestone, it's always against Newcastle United, never any other team?
Oh, God. Or we just let him be that good.
Yeah. Joseph Bunty Tony's agent was 10 million for himself. Problem with the David is reports that his agent wants 10 million. And so is Aidan saying that as well. Jonathan David deal agreed 30 million, but the problem was the agent wanted 10 million.
Oh, well.
Bad. Only paid 10 million to an agent if the player is good. David is rubbish, says Macca. I know Roma are looking at him as well. PSG is League 1, the equivalent of League 1. Agents have so much power these days. Yeah, they do, absolutely. Some of the agents out there are holding players back from bigger things like what David's agent's doing. Yeah, they do. I mean, look, we had the same. If we go back to Ekitiki, whichever way you want to call him, or Chicken Tikka, whatever you want to call him, right? His agent wanted a shitload of money, and we didn't pay that. No way. You know, that was just stupid for a young player. Liam says, get Dominic Solanke. It wouldn't be a surprise if Eddie Howe wants
They want 70 million, and he could be a one-season wonder striker.
Somebody says, have Ivan Toney for 40 million. One player had a lot of links at clubs has gone quiet in weeks. Is Dortmund's Donald Marlin would love him at the tune. Apparently prefers left wing and centre forward. Yes, he's a good player. I liked him at the Euros. He was really good. Didn't have such a good game against England, but that game against Romania, he was on fire, wasn't he? Do you remember him, Pete?
Oh, yes.
The Dutch winger, 25 years of age. He can play right wing striker and left wing. 25 years of age. He started 2 out of 4 games, scored 2 goals, and got no assists. But if we look at his record in Bundesliga, did he play against us in the Champions League? I can't remember, you know. He might have done. He started 21 out of 27 games, scored 13 goals, and got 1 assist. So obviously prefers playing up front. But again, he's got pace. Just going to have a look in the Champions League. See if he did play against us. I'm sure he might have done, you know, Pete. But again, I'm not 100% sure if he did play against us in the Champions League. He may well have done. But it doesn't show me all those games. It only shows you the knockout games. Bit of a strange one, that, because I thought they would have showed you. No, they don't. But if we look at he got a scoring of 7.9 against PSV. He played 82 minutes, scored 1 goal, and had 34 touches of the ball. So, yeah. Not a bad player at all, is he? But I can't remember if he played against us in the Champions League or not. Don't think he did, to be fair. I've wanted Dubravka out since he wanted Man United. I think Ruddy is a goalkeeper coach role. Jonathan David, good for a goal against Clermont, Auxerre and Lorient and Le Havre. Says Biafaikin. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he is. Ian says the Saudi League, any addition to that increases PIF a few million here or there from Maxi is nothing. JK says maybe we should look at Dembele, the striker who was at Celtic and went to Lyon. I think he may be
Moussa Dembele.
Yeah. Yeah, look, he's not a bad shout, is he?
He's not a bad player, is he? He's at how do you pronounce him? Al Etifak? Is that what you pronounce him?
Yeah, Al Etifak, yeah. Is that where he's at now, is he?
Yeah, that's where he is now.
Yeah. Might be with a punt, I suppose. Chris Wood 3 times as good as David.
But still, Chris Wood still misses sitters.
Yeah. Keeping it. Jason says Pope, Bill Oddy, OAP Ruddy, Dubs, Gillespie, 5 first team keepers. That's 5 30-plus-year-olds, and apart from Pope and Ori, possibly I don't rate the rest. Jam says, good. Greetings, everyone. Any new links? Not well, apart from the ones we've spoken about. Givosh was better than Jonathan David. Oh, Jesus, he was terrible, Givosh. What an awful player he was.
Oh, the replacement for what was supposed to be for Les Ferdinand. God.
Yeah, he was dreadful. He had a good World Cup, but that.
And Des Hamilton was supposed to be the replacement for David Ginola.
Oh, he was bloody poor, Des Hamilton, wasn't he? We have seen some very different news today, some sad news in the world of football as well. I mean, look.
Mason just put it in, I believe.
Probably one of the best, one of the decorated clubs of France. There it is. Bordeaux. Yeah, Bordeaux has decided today that it is ceasing to operate as a football club anymore after it was relegated to the third tier of French football. They have now decided the time is to cease trading as a football club. And they have now stepped away. I mean, look, these were 6-time French champions as well. After they went to the semi-professional third tier, and have now decided to give up. I mean, it's a shame. It's a real shame for Bordeaux.
I feel sorry for the fans because that's a football club that's been taken away from them.
Yeah.
The fans have got no club to support now.
No.
That's who you feel for the most.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shall we signed a player from Bordeaux before?
Gouffran?
Didn't Marvaux come from there?
Or Sylvain Marvaux?
I'm sure he did. He might not have.
Let's have a look. Right, Marvaux came from... No, he came from Rennes.
Oh, Rennes. Yeah, that's right. Sure, we have signed a player from Bordeaux before, but
it was Gouffran. It was Gouffran.
Gouffran. There you go. Yeah. So what this says is Bordeaux have announced their professional status after being relegated to the third tier of French football. The former Ligue 1 site saw the Liverpool's Fenway Sports Group takeover collapse. They face financial problems for years and no longer operate. The 6 times French champions are relying on a takeover from Liverpool owners, but the group have called out and they've renounced their professional status, first obtained in 1937.
Mm-hmm.
They have said is that the shareholders decide not to follow through. Insurance is provided. Therefore, in the absence of the new elements, Bordeaux withdrew their appeal lodged against the decision, dated 9th of July. As a result, it accepts a sanction of administrative demotion within National 1 Championship for the 24-25 season. But Bordeaux has folded. The club informed the French Football Federation that it was renouncing its professional status. Player contracts will be terminated and training centre closed in order to reduce financing needs. It's over. So it's over for them.
Shame.
So sad when that happens. Yeah, such a shame for Bordeaux, but we've seen it happen in England with many clubs. But the thing is, though, didn't Ben Arthur play for Bordeaux?
He did.
Jason says Christophe de Gary, the legend, played for Bordeaux. So sad to hear about them.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's a shame when these clubs go. But I've got a feeling one day through FFP, this will happen to a club as well through FFP.
It's gonna happen. It will do.
But yeah, it's just getting so sad now that clubs are just going out of business because of it.
Mm-hmm.
We sent a player that never played for us apart from that free kick goal at West Ham. Oh yes, yeah, the mystery man.
Savvy.
Henri Savvy, yeah. That was a good goal against West Ham, that free kick, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Liam says they'll create their own club like Hereford fans and Wimbledon fans. Yeah, they may do, yeah. We've seen that with many a club, you know. Ian says, hard reminder why there are financial rules. Yeah, I get that, Ian. I mean, look, Kevin Nolan said it yesterday on TalkSport. He said, but when you've got teams like Newcastle who've got money, why should they be restricted? Because of these silly rules. It's not like Newcastle's going to go out of business with these owners. And he's absolutely bang on. We ain't going to go out of business. Yeah. That's the thing. These owners could, I'm not being funny. The club could go out and spend $1 billion and it would still be well in profit. You know, but the thing is, we can't go out and spend $1 billion because we're not allowed to, because the rules state we can't go out and spend $1 billion. But, what I'm saying is to the owners that it just wouldn't hurt them if they spent $1 billion on players, because at the end of the day, they've still got plenty of money in reserve. So, yeah, and I'm not saying the club's going out and spend $1 billion, by the way. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean by that, don't you, Pete?
Yep, absolutely.
It wouldn't hurt that bank account, that's for sure. It would just be a small dent.
That's it.
But Bordeaux kept a clean sheet against Jonathan David, says Mac. I mean, it's a shame. You see, when these takeovers collapse, it is awful. And it's not the club. You feel for the club, but you also feel for the fans as well, because we're all fans. And if something like that happened to us, we would feel pretty much, I mean, like, look at the way all us Newcastle fans rallied around Gateshead when the council, all that business, when they couldn't go in the playoffs and compete for the Football League because of Gateshead Council. And then it really infuriated a lot of Newcastle fans, because Gateshead Council got a lot of stick as soon as they said, oh, congratulations, Gateshead's won the FA trophy. And Newcastle fans were first to jump on there and say to the council, how dare you congratulate them when, you've stopped that progression to the Football League and all that. And,
yeah, that's it.
It just shows you, I think they forget that, although Gateshead's a non-league club, Newcastle fans still like to follow them and see how they do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're our local club, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just hope if they get the playoffs this time, I hope they can get the competing it, because I think if they got, it'd be nice to see them get to the Football League, Gateshead.
Absolutely, yeah, it would be. Rob Elliott's done very well, and he's got the job permanent now. So let's see how they do next season.
Liam says more clubs went bust or close since FFP, Bolton, Wigan, Leyton Orient, Gateshead, Southend, Scunthorpe, and many more. Man, you are over $1 billion in debt and can do what they want. But he's getting rid of staff, isn't he?
Oh, they're making long-serving staff redundant.
Jason says, look at poor Berry, who had to suffer. You got the likes of Man U, who are $1.5 billion in debt. Barcelona are in debt. Nothing happens. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it happened to Rangers, didn't it? They had some financial irregularities and they got dropped to the bottom tier.
Third division, and that to work their way back up again.
Mind, they made light work of the third division, didn't they? I think they only drew one game and won every other game.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's what Jason just said there, just like Rangers when they went relegated. Yeah, but if Pip then pulled out, we would be effed, says Ian. PSR and FFP centuries to stop clubs going bankrupt. But then I don't think, I mean, even if they did eventually ever pull out or sell, I think they would sell, but they would sell to somebody wealthy, because would have to be somebody wealthy buying the club. Because they, like Amanda Staveley said, got the club for a bargain of 305 million quid.
Mm-hmm.
And we go on and have success. And by the time we bring all these big sponsorship deals in eventually, look where we could be. And how much would the club then be worth? It'd be worth in the billions. We need to strive to the type where Real Madrid can have a sleeve sponsor for 75 million quid a season. That's just outrageous, isn't it?
Certainly is.
And that's just for the sleeve, though, Pete. So God knows how much they're getting for the fronter shirt sponsor. On the other hand, if we're allowed to spend to say that we didn't, for instance, go and buy a player from a team like Bordeaux or another financial stricken team, that ends up saving it. Yeah, true. 70 players, senior and academy, have been released. Hopefully the PM is looking to see if any of their academy players could be okay for us. Oh, Paul Mitchell, yeah. Mm-hmm. You never know. Yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad. You got a feel for them.
Mm-hmm.
Mick says, can you remember Gateshead in the Football League? I can't remember ever Gate. I think it was before my time, mate. Well before my time. Liam says, Hereford went bust in December 2014, the club that beat us, if you remember. Well, again, it was the year I was born, that the Ronnie Radford goal. But yeah, we keep getting it. Do you notice, though, when we go in the FA Cup and if it's on TV, they always bring it out, the Hereford goal on. Now the Cambridge result as well. Mm-hmm. Do Bordeaux have any good players? I don't know.
I'll have to look at who plays for Bordeaux. Who was playing for Bordeaux at the time? Oh.
Let's have a look. Bordeaux.
Not players that know of from their team.
Yeah, because we're relegated to League Two, weren't they? I'll go back to League One. Will it be in a league? Don't know. Don't know what players they've got. Doesn't really say, does it? Here we go. Johan Barbet, defender. Pedro Diaz, a midfielder. Not a lot of players I've known there, to be fair.
No, same.
Yeah. Shah. He rings a bell. Matthias de Amorim, 19-year-old French international, a Frenchman. But no, not a lot on there, really, no. Not a lot that I know of on there. So, yeah, probably not got the players that they used to have. Maybe they'll go to other teams in League Two.
Yeah, could well do.
League 12. Man U are the old Newcastle, but with Ratty. Yeah, they are. Rat face, absolutely. It took 2 years for Rangers to get from the bottom division to even Berwick got a result against them. Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm just going to go to the vote now because obviously we'll put a vote in the poll. So should the ballot be scrapped? 71% have said yes, the ballot should be scrapped, and 29% have said no to the ballot being scrapped. So I've ended that poll now. So thank you to everybody who voted in that. That's been absolutely fantastic. Right, guys, we're coming to the end of the show, but we've been going for just over an hour and a half. It's been a cracking show. We spoke about the ballot, and we spoke about the about a few players being linked to the club as well. Pete, do you want to let everybody know where they can find your channel and what you've got coming up as well, mate?
So down there, PD Proudlock, and the next show is Saturday for the Crazy Football Show, because I've got stuff on tomorrow, which is why it's been moved to Saturday. But that is the latest show we've got next. So the good old food picks, of course. Chippers rant. Always a banter show on a Friday. And again, if it's not for you, do not watch it. But that's the show where it all takes off on that. Where everything just all takes off. And again, if there's any pre-recorded videos, I'll do. That is worth reporting on. I will do those as well. And I'll have to think of some upcoming shows ready to do as well. Because we've still got a bit of time before the season starts.
Yeah. The Ruffiette says, by the value of players who have gone to senior football, Bordeaux had the 5th best academy in France. Interesting.
Interesting one.
Great show, Tony and Pete, as usual. Thank you. And
I've just checked.
Thanks, guys. Enjoyed that.
I've just checked 3 so far, 3 subs away from 2,200.
Wow. So if you haven't yet subscribed to PD Proudlock's channel, get yourselves over there and help him make that happen. He's only 3 away now, guys. So well done.
Well, yeah.
So obviously, you know where you can find me on my channel now. Warren came on tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Don't forget where we are now. What have I got coming up? Not sure what I've coming up yet. I'll have something probably maybe Saturday or something. And then no doubt we'll have I'll have some sort of, well, I'm going to have a Premier League predictions. I think maybe Harry's going to come on for that as well. So we'll find out what Harry says as well for his Premier League predictions. Maybe get Pete on as well, hopefully. And we'll do a prediction for next season. Maybe like, where do you think we'll finish? Top scorer, top assists, maybe things like that. So yeah, we'll do that and we'll have a look anyway. So that will be coming up very shortly as well, because it's getting that time now where the season's not that far away. The Euros helps as well now that the Olympics are on. As well, if there's a bit of football you can watch there as well. So at least there's football on all over at the moment. And we shall see what happens. Warren says, good crack. I'll pass it on. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. You're not doing a Celtic watch along on Saturday night, Pete?
No. You can tune in and watch that, Ian, if you would like to. That's your team.
Ian says, remember, Pete, with great power comes great pies. Splat says, I think 35 million plus 5 million add-ons for Chow. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout.
That doesn't sound too bad at all. I can't see why they wouldn't be able to accept something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's it.
The boy says there, Warren. Jason says, great show, lads. Cheers, Jason. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, so like I say, that's what I've got coming up on my channel. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you have enjoyed what you've seen, you haven't yet smashed the like, follow Sean the Sheep there and smash them likes. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe, be part of this great community. Also hit the bell notification. That will let you know when I'm live, have any pre-records or upcoming shows as well. So keep you in the loop as well. But look, I know a lot of people are a bit anxious about what's happening in the transfer window. Don't be anxious. I'm sure it'll come eventually. And the thing is, we could be doing deals now that nobody knows about, and all of a sudden it'll be bang.
There you go.
There could even be players all ready to go to Japan. Who knows? Who knows? And remember last season when Eddie Howe denied that we were saying Harvey Barnes, but Harvey Barnes in the next room to Eddie Howe. So, you know, and we've seen the surprise when Ashworth went and brought Isak from Spain. So look, lots of things can happen. There's a lot of twists and turns to go. This is the roller coaster, remember. You know, it is silly season with the transfer window, but look, let's enjoy it. And eventually, the players will come, and then we'll all sit back. Let us judge the window when it closes. When the window closes, that's the time to say, has it been a good transfer window? Yes, it hasn't been overwhelming at the moment, but, you know, things will get better, and things can get better. So, and as I always say, remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white, and it's bye-bye from me.
And me.
How are you, the lads?